I tell you guys, you come on Food Truck Diaries, you fight for titles. We got our first reoccurring guest. He's the #1 bantamweight in the world, Aljamain Sterling. Before he fights for his title, I'm feeding him barbecue on this week's Food Truck Diaries.
I'm ready to crush. Yeah, what do we got?
What's your favorite, man? What are you guys known for?
Brisket's more on the smoky side, the pulled pork's more on the sweet side.
That's how I get up to 170. Keep my weight down as best as I can.
I'm not. Get thick, Doug. I've just embraced my thickness.
I like the brisket sandwich.
What was the trio thing you were talking about?
It's got sausage, pulled pork, or brisket. You get 2 sides.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I do that too. Sorry, Dana.
But it's good luck to come on the show. Look at you, Doug. And then also do the quesadilla. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Last time you were here, we were talking about what's next for you. And then you do my boy, Corey Sandehagen. So dirty, dude. He's from my hometown.
Oh,
I gave him his
that.
nickname, Sandman.
Okay.
And I love you, you know this, and I always root for you. But you know, he's my guy. He's from my hometown.
Yeah.
He came in the gym when I was 16, or when he was 16. So I always root for him because he's a hometown dude.
Yeah.
And then the disrespect, man. I mean, you just did work. I thought it was gonna be a straight battle because your skill set, his skill set. It was such a good matchup, and then you go in there and it was just like. It was a walk in the park for you. It's offensive.
You know, I did not expect the fight to go like that, to be honest, in all fairness. And I thought we were both going to end up in the hospital. I thought we were both taking a trip to the hospital.
I thought fight of the night.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And so I know he wants it just as bad as I do. You know, whoever wins was going to get the next title shot. But I'm glad I got to show that my wrestling is just on another level. My wrestling, my jiu-jitsu. And I said it before, man, I think there are levels when you're a black belt and then you're a black belt,
Correct.
you know? And Sir BJJ black belt is different, baby. It's different.
Yeah, it was just such easy work. Did you, going into the fight, like in the back, did it feel like a different type of vibe? You know what I'm saying? How some fights you're like, oh, here we go, and then others like, oh, it's on tonight.
Yeah. I felt good. I was in the moment, and I don't think it was anything different from any other fight. The only thing different was the crowd. So I was just trying to keep that out of mind and just stay focused on the task at hand. It was kind of like sparring, but with worse consequences, you know? So.
Yeah.
I was super focused, man, super pumped up about the whole opportunity, and just to know Dana White was just saying, like, whoever wins this is more likely getting the next title shot. So I had a hold of my end of the bargain.
Yeah, you definitely held your end of the bargain. My issue is I don't think anyone's like, oh, we got to see Jose Aldo, you know, and Peter. We have to have that fight. I was like, why not just give Aljamain the title shot? Right? Like, no disrespect to Jose Aldo, and he's one of the greatest of all time. He did work that he did. But it's like, this makes everyone just want to see you versus Peter.
Yeah, I think that would have been...
Did you think there was a chance that would happen? I thought maybe he'd be like, all right, let's put Jose Aldo on ice and let's
give him the boot.
Yeah.
That's what I thought he was gonna do.
Yeah, me too.
I thought I stole the show, and I thought it was warranted enough that he was just gonna play. We're gonna change that D to a J and put Aljo in there instead of Aldo.
Yeah.
You know, so that would have been dope. But I guess he felt bad because he felt like he promised him a title shot, and I don't know. I kind of get it, but at the same time, you don't hear anybody talking about that fight. They said the real title challenger should be myself versus Petr Yan. I took out Sandehagen.
100%.
You know, I took out the Sandman. Ironically, put the Sandman to sleep.
Yes.
And now I want to take out the next boogeyman, no mercy. You know, show him no mercy. You know, so that's kind of the way I was looking at everything. And hopefully, we get the chance to lock it up, man. Because these guys are saying that these are the guys you got to beat. Right now, I think I'm in a position where. Those guys are fighting for the vacant title, but they know in order to become the real champion, you have to beat me.
Yeah, I think that's the narrative. Like that, yeah, whoever wins that's gonna get the vacant title, but really, you're really not getting the title till it goes through you.
Yeah,
I think the majority of the fans are saying that.
I kind of feel like Tony Ferguson, to be honest. You know, it's like
a little bit underappreciated, a little bit. Is that fair to say?
Not underappreciated, but in the sense of, you know, I'm winning these fights, I'm beating the top contenders, but I haven't got my chance to fight for the undisputed gold against the champion, which was, you know, Khabib. You know, we never got to see that matchup.
Yeah, no.
So now we're in this kind of in that same area, that same void. So trying to fill it, you know, and make the matchup happen.
100%. Were you surprised with Cejudo retiring?
A little bit.
He was on a food truck and off air, and he doesn't mind me telling this. I've told the story on the podcast, but off air, I was like, how about this dude? You know, and you were just here like before he came. I was like, dude, Aljamain looking for that fight, so that'd be a dope fight. He's like, man, I'm honestly just probably done. I was like, what? And he was like, I shouldn't get paid enough. There's not much for me left to do. You know, I might have one more big fight, then I'm out, man. He's like, it's tough for me to get out of bed and compete and not get paid for what I'm worth, and there's just nothing that excites me.
I understand that. I understand that. And coming from a wrestler's background, cutting weight like that, I would imagine for him to cut down to 25, it sucks. It's like me cutting down to 135.
Beast.
Sometimes I'm 170, you know, in the off season. And cutting all the way down to 135 just seems like a chore where I'm just like, why am I doing this again?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd rather, you know, hang out and eat food and travel the world. But obviously you gotta work to earn that lifestyle, and he definitely earned it. So respect to him on that, and to know when to get out, especially get out on top. 2 belts, it's not easy to do. So
no, I appreciate it.
Hopefully he does come back. You know, I can win the belt, build up my name, take out the rest of the contenders, and entice him to a big fight. And I think that would be my way of getting us both paid.
Yeah, I think it would do it. I think it could do it. Yeah, a part of me, it's a bummer that he did retire, but you know, but also I like that he's retiring on his terms. You know what I'm saying?
It's not everyone gets that opportunity.
Nah, man. But that whole card that you were on, it was tough to pick who would get bonuses. It was like a bantamweight showcase.
Yeah, Dana just did 4 performance bonuses instead of a fight of the night.
Because you had Sean O'Malley, whose knockout was ridiculous, right?
Oh,
boom.
Good feints.
Nasty. And then you had Cody Garbrandt.
The Garbrandt one was it was a good knockout, but it was kind of weird how Sunsao like fell for the guy who did like one of these points. Look over here,
you goose.
I'm like, are you serious? He just hit him with a spear bomb.
But think how talented and experienced Sunsao is. That's why I thought that was the best knockout of the night. Because he's just sitting there, he's on a 3-fight losing streak, so it's not good. They give him number 5 guy in the world, and he has a new coach. There's all this shit, all this turmoil, and he's against the cage, dodging. And if he would have looked down, I'd be like, oh, this is some bullshit. But he kept his eyes on homeboy, and then down.
Clean him, man. I was like, Sunsao, no, what are you doing?
I know.
But it was a good knockout. Great way for him to get back in the win column. But I still think he has some work to do, you know? I think, obviously, he's a former champion. He has a big name value, but...
Hardest hitter in the division, probably, wouldn't you say?
I mean, if I threw a punch from my socks and my shoelaces, I think I could knock somebody out, too, but...
100%. Well, no, you can knock somebody out. I'm just saying, if you look at his previous...
Yeah, he's got fast hands. He has fast hands.
Fast
He definitely has skills. He's talented. I always said, even when he was on the losing streak, and I messaged him and told him, too, like, keep your head up. You know, obviously, you are a former champion.
Yeah,
hopefully, one day... we do get to share the octagon, you know? I'm still trying to chase the dream that he accomplished, you know?
Yeah.
So keeping everything in perspective, like these fights that he's losing, he's just fighting kind of stupid, you know?
He's fighting like a meathead.
Yeah.
He's fighting like it's a schoolyard brawl where he gets tagged and he forgets all his training and then he gets so mad and then wants to just brawl.
And he's got skills, man. He's got skills.
Those top dogs, it's just like, oh, dude, you're gonna lose that fight.
For sure, especially when you're getting your chin tested every single time like that. You know,
he's with
like,
Mark Henry now.
So I think him kind of calming down, we got to see a different side of Cody, the one that fought Dominic Cruz, you know? So I think it was good for everybody in the division that he's still a main player, but at the end of the day, same thing with him, man. You still got to get through me, so.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you want the belt, it does have to go through. Depending on what happens with Petr Yan and Jose Aldo, you have Peter in that fight?
I don't know, man. I don't know how good Petr Yan really is.
Oh, you don't think he's that good?
I think
you
he's good.
were calling him out last time here, by the way.
Yeah, because I don't know how good he is.
Oh, really?
I'm not sold on him. I'm not saying he's not good, but he's got skills. I would definitely say that. Respect to him on that level in that regards, but you beat Uriah Faber and you get catapulted to a title shot, that doesn't make any sense.
Fair point. Your resume is definitely better.
Definitely better. Sandhagen had a better resume than 100%. He did. 100%. And outside of that, losing to Jimmy Rivera, rounds 1 and 2, then last 20, 25 seconds drops him in the first 2 rounds. And then the 3rd round, he gets outstruck by Rivera, who he dropped in rounds 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm trying to do the calculations here. I'm like, something's just not making sense.
Why is this dude here?
Yeah, he's, like I said, he's good. He's dangerous.
But as far as resume, it doesn't add up to...
I look at the whole picture of your body of work, not just the win and the loss. Like, you might have beaten some good guys, but at the same time, how'd you beat them? How did it look? My fights, all 30-27s. You know, there is no room for doubt. Like, people are saying, you know, someone actually posted something on Twitter showing me that my past 5 fights, 30-27, Brett Johnson, undefeated, 15-0. Cody Stamann, who was 3-0 in the UFC, win the first round, submit him in the second round. Then you have Jimmy Rivera, 30-27, drop him in the second round. Then you had the next fight with Pedro Munoz, 30-27 in a shootout fight, and then this last one with Corey Sandhagen. And I think
impressive.
I think my resume is definitely more impressive. Not saying he's not beating good guys. He's definitely a tough dude, but he's not my boogeyman. Everyone's like, oh, Petr Yan's gonna show you no mercy. I'm like, he's good, man, but everyone bleeds. Everyone bleeds, and I learned that the hard way, and I would like to show him what it's like to lose.
Would it be better for you, just with my marking side here, if I'm Dana White, and listen, it's nothing against Peter. I love Peter. He's a fantastic fighter. But it's almost better for you because everyone knows Jose Aldo. He's a legend. He's on the Mount Rushmore. My Mount Rushmore is like 14 guys, whatever. So he has a ton, he has a ton of clout. It's Jose Aldo, one of the greats. Would it be better for you if Jose Aldo beats Peter? Because then it's like, damn, Jose looked good. Then you're fighting a much bigger name.
Oh, 100%. But I think people were like, if Petr Yan gets past Aldo, then he catapults his name.
See, I don't know if it does, because then I think the narrative is, well, Jose Aldo's old, probably shouldn't have been there. But if Jose goes out and them leg kicks
still got it,
and he looks good,
I see what you're saying.
then like, oh shit, Aljamain has to fight Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo, one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time.
It is tough though,
you know
because
what I'm saying?
I thought he arguably beat Marlon Moraes.
Me too.
So
the UFC did too. That's why they gave him the title shot.
Which is still bullshit. You can't just start changing up the precedent and start giving title shots off of losses.
That's not the way it works.
That's not how it should. Yeah, the judges say this. I thought I beat a Sunset. I thought at least a draw at minimum against Caraway.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, I lost. So I'm not going to say I deserve this or that.
And you know what else you lost is on your contract. When you get your paycheck.
Exactly.
That's how you know you lost.
I don't like that narrative, but again, I still thought he won the fight, and it shows Jose Aldo can still compete with the best of them. So this fight is going to be very, very telling on where Jose Aldo is and how good Petr Yan is.
Yeah, agree. I just think as far as selling the fight, if Jose looks great in that, it's better for you.
I'm in.
Yeah, it'd be good for you.
I'm in.
We had Sean O'Malley on recently. What'd you think of his performance?
Very good, man.
He's a stud, right?
He's a very talented dude.
People are drawn to him.
And I got my eyes on him, but I think for me, it's nice to see a young guy come in with his own style, his own flair, and not giving a fuck what anybody else says. He's just doing his own thing. And even my teammate wants to fight him over and over. So
who's your teammate?
Marab Devashvili.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been calling him out. He wants that fight.
Okay.
And I like that fight for him.
I like it.
But I like what he's doing. He's bringing more attention, more viewers to the show, the Sugar Show, and the bantamweight division.
I was telling him this when he was on the show. I was saying, you and Aljamain, if you guys did a podcast together, it'd be the best fight podcast, period.
I hit him up, and after the fight, and I go, yo, are you still around? You wanna spark one up? And he said he was already in bed, high as tits. I saw it like so much later in the night because we already went out.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been good content for everybody. So
It'd been great content.
Yeah,
both of you guys have such personality. Both of you guys are fucking savages.
Yeah,
but I think you two together on a podcast would be so sick. What else you got going on, man? Just chilling?
Yeah.
Back at home?
I just bought a house. Well, I put a down payment down.
Whereabouts?
Vegas.
Oh, you're in Vegas? Mm-hmm. No taxes.
So I'm looking to split my time. New York, Vegas. Avoid the New York State tax bullshit and
Smart.
Take advantage of the PI. I don't do any type of physical therapy. When I heard Sayudo on the Rogan podcast, I was like, geez, man, I don't do anything. These guys are like, they're doing the full court press.
They're like professional athletes.
Yeah, and I'm
like if you look at LeBron, when you look at Kobe, rest in peace, you look at Tom Brady. Their physical rehab's like just
next level,
man.
It's
their job, dude. That's why they're the creme de la creme.
And that's why
you got to start training yourself.
Yeah, so when I move out, I'm gonna make sure I take full advantage of that, man.
Yeah.
That's a must. That's a must.
Was it weird fighting with no crowd? I mean, obviously you performed, but a little strange, right?
Yes and no. I mean, it was like sparring. We made sure we simulated a lot of our sessions like that, where no music. It was just the voices of my corner, and that was it. Voices on the other side of the gym, so you kind of got that same feel, ambiance, kind of like a dark area. So I did the best that I can to get acclimated to that. So it was like a glorified sparring session with with worse consequences.
But just think about the crowd, though, because you made such a quick work of Sandhagen. It was such a good performance. Imagine the crowd, the pop you would have got.
Oh, it would have been nuts.
But think about Cody and that knockout. Think about Sean O'Malley with that knockout. Like, the crowd would have been nuts.
Yeah. Honestly, I blacked out. I got up, blacked out. I didn't even remember running around. I was like, dude, I don't remember any of that. Just seeing the video, energy. I was like, that was me?
Yeah.
I just went nuts. I was on cloud nine, man. Without the crowd, it was definitely different. It would have been something to appreciate. obviously having them kind of the roar from the crowd, them in awe, like what the hell just happened?
I know.
Yeah, because I shocked myself. I was like, I knew I could have finished him if I got on his back, but damn, I was like, under 2 minutes, it's pretty fucking good.
Dude, you can make fun of me for this. My boys, especially my agent, he bets big money on the fights, and they always ask me for picks. I go, I hate giving picks. MMA is the worst sport to bet on.
It is.
And I look at the card, and I'm like, it's too close, man. Like with Aljamain and Corey, it's too close. With the Sandman, and he's like, well, what do you think, man? Is he going decision? I went, probably decision. And he goes, if you had to give it to somebody, I said I'd give it to Sandman just because.
Hometown.
But I'm biased. I'm hometown. I've known him since he was 16. So don't take my word for it. He's like, nah, I got you, man. And then sure enough, it was so quick. He bet. He responded back, damn. I was like, dude, that's MMA though. It's like that at the highest level, like shit happens.
It
man.
does. And I've been on the wrong side of that with Marlon. Just, you know,
that was my point to him.
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt you. That was my point to him. I went, anything could happen. Like, Aljamain would probably beat Marlon Moraes 9 times out of 10. I think you have the skill set to do it. Whatever reason, that night, a fucking head kick hit you.
Yeah.
And like, there's so many ways to lose in MMA at the highest level. It's like, shit happens. I hate betting on it.
Yeah. That's why I don't bet.
Unless it's Amanda Nunes.
Why I don't bet.
My only lock-in pick is Amanda Nunes.
She's like the Mayweather. She's like the Mayweather.
Yes.
You always bet on her. Always.
Yeah, but you see homeboy bet $1 million on her?
Yeah.
To win like
166.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, is it even worth it? But
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Are you excited, and would you take the fight on a Fight Island? Have you seen the Fight Island stuff?
Yeah, I haven't seen the exact setup of the arena yet.
Peep it. So I thought it was gonna be like Kumite style, like on the beach, sun in you guys' eyes. I'm
Sheng Tsung, like Sheng Tsung?
Yeah, like old school, like dope. But in boats, like in the background, like people pulled up. And then only these rich, like Saudi princes in the front. Nah, man, it's a covered like arena, and the training is outside.
I'm like hit or miss with it because I don't know how the humidity is gonna be. I heard some pretty scary things about it the last time they went out there.
Like what?
The heat, the humidity.
So hot.
I don't know if they would have AC and how
the flight time.
The flight time. There's a lot to go into that. So it's not just you're fighting against the travel, you're fighting against the location, the time of day that you're fighting. There's a lot of variables that go into the fight. And I think a lot of people don't really speculate on that. Like for me, I make sure I'm fighting and training and sparring around the same time that I'm gonna compete, you know? So I try to make those adjustments, and I think me sparring at 12 and me sparring at 8 in the evening, at night and day, is completely different.
Huge different.
Yeah.
The body rhythms, everything's different. Your alertness.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I don't know why you would have to. You know what I'm
different.
saying? It's like, why can't we just do this fight at the Apex? You know?
That's what I would love to do.
But if
Vegas is like home now.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Sign me up.
But with that Fight Island, like, it's good for the international guys, like the foreign fighters, because I guess it's not as far to the States. But for everybody else, like you know how long of a flight it is there, dude?
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
I'm not really about that life right now, but
no, hell no.
I mean, if I had to, then yeah, but I made some good money. I'll tell you that. I mean,
did you restructure your contract?
No, it was just the bonus helped out a lot. And I mean, my contract is open. It's open for the public. If you want to look it up, you just type in my name and see how much I
100%.
made. So it's not like anything that's secretive. I know Dana always says that fighters want to talk about their contracts, they can, you know. It was definitely up of over 6 figures, but in the 6
That's your
figures.
first time you've made 6 figures?
No, my last 2 fights, thankfully, only because I won. If I lost, it would have been half of that. So
that's the business.
That's the business, man. We don't get our full pay. You gotta
Some
perform.
do, but yeah. Don't get me started.
Unless you're like the champ or something. That's
Correct.
a whole other argument.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. And you know this, like when you fight the winner of Petr Yan and Jose Aldo, you win that fight, your life changes where you're just not viewed as like this prospect and you're paid as a prospect. Like you actually have a little more control.
Yeah,
and especially if you defend that belt 3 times. Then you start talking pay-per-view points and stuff. Then you're talking, you know, life-changing money.
Yeah. Even just fighting for the belt, man, that's life-changing in itself. I think it gives you a huge opportunity to open some doors, especially if you win the belt. I think that changes everything, because now you're seen.
But that's also the reason all of us got started.
Yeah.
I don't know one guy who got to the UFC was like, I just kind of want to hang out, win a few. It's like every single person that fights that first fight in the UFC expects to fight for the belt. And only maybe 1% actually fight for the belt and win the belt.
Yeah, it's very few and
That's
far
the game.
in between, man.
Yeah.
And
Hats
hopefully
off to
that
you,
next
dog.
one Get that shit done.
Well, let me feed you and hope you don't miss weight on your biggest fight of your life.
Brisket quesadilla right there with caramelized onions, jalapenos. Got that brisket sandwich for you.
Oh, yeah. This looks good.
That looks
And then
bomb.
I've got the 2 trios for you, just for you guys to look at it real.
That's the moneymaker, sir. All right, man, this is some, I was talking to the owner. He's from Texas, so you know it's going to be good barbecue. Now, before they started shooting, I already dived into the quesadilla. It's fantastic.
It looks good.
I don't know if there's good, because you're in Vegas and New York, not really the best hot spots for barbecue.
No, probably not. But we got some good steak.
In New York? Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of the best. You have great food in New York.
Steak, pasta, Italian restaurants.
Oh, my sushi.
Seafood, yeah.
In Vegas, though, you got any good spots?
I don't know yet. Definitely good Mexican food.
Who are you going to train with out in Vegas?
I'm not sure yet.
Oh, you don't have a camp yet?
No. But I'm gonna be splitting my time anyway. Theirs is mostly the PI, maybe pop into one of those jiu-jitsu gyms. I hear Drysdale's is pretty good, or 10th Planet.
Can't go wrong with either.
Yeah, stay in
Drysdale's
shape.
a monster. Yeah.
Yeah, and I always do my strength and conditioning at the PI, kind of like Francis Ngannou.
Yeah.
You know, so they'll put me through the same workouts. There's a lot of benefits. So.
I feel like there's a lot more fighters taking advantage of the PI Center. At first, it was just like a few people. Everyone's kind of suspect of it. And then now it's like kind of an influx of fighters. Mm-hmm. Was there a lot of people when you were there?
Yeah, but limited. Because they were splitting the times that you could train.
Why?
Because some people didn't get tested. Some people were tested already.
right.
So in the morning, the people who weren't tested could go. And then after 2 o'clock, only the fighters on the fight card who were tested already. So that made things a little more difficult for sure. But we got our work in.
Have you, you don't have to comment on this if you don't want to. I don't want to get you in trouble.
Huh.
But have you seen like the stuff with like Francis and John Jones fight? Like obviously the money issues to make that fight, or Jorge Masvidal?
Yep.
You see all this stuff popping up. Conor retiring. It's like we live in the best soap opera of all time.
Yeah. Is Conor, Cejudo, now Amanda Nunes. It's kind of fascinating to see this all kind of happening at once. I mean, the UFC is always going to the wheels are going to always keep turning.
UFC gonna UFC.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really know what to think about it. I mean, with the Conor, I don't know what his deal really is. Maybe because he didn't get the fight that he wanted.
Yeah, it sounds like he had a plan. The UFC was like, you know, I think they want more of a gate to be there, and they didn't want him just being a short, replacement fighter.
Yeah.
So then he threatens, retirement because he doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah, he
And
doesn't
then
have to fight.
with Jorge Masvidal, it's like he got to a certain level that I think everybody appreciates that he's finally getting the due that he's deserved, and being, the guy that he is.
16 years.
16 years, and fought the best of the best, and he's just an absolute animal. And then he gets to a certain point where I think he feels like he deserves more, and they want him to fight someone else, but pay him less money. So it's just complicated, man.
Yeah.
It really is. It's just a complicated situation.
I didn't really understand that. I know I heard the same thing, that he got paid more for the Nate fight, and then to fight Usman it would be less. Something like that. But I don't really know the ins and outs
Me neither. So
of his deal.
Yeah, it's tough.
But for him to
Weird they're all
sign,
doing it now, though.
yeah. But the 8-fight deal is the bullshit to me. It was like, dude. And I was with his management before.
Oh, yeah?
And I don't want to slander those guys again, but it's like, I know that's his boy. Those guys look out for him. And obviously, I get it, the relationship, but at the same time, business is business, man. An 8-fight deal caps you at your star rate power.
Yes.
In the beginning of the deal. So when you go out there and you do a flying knee and knock out Ben Askren like that, after Askren built that fight from the bottom all the way up, that catapulted his stardom.
Oh, yeah.
And for him not to be able to capitalize on that, something's wrong there. Was that fight before or after Nate Diaz?
That was
the Askren fight.
before, right?
I don't even know.
It was
Can't
before,
remember.
because he fought Robbie, right? He fought Robbie, I'm sorry, Masvidal.
He fought Darren Till.
Yeah, because remember, it went, Ben Askren fought Robbie Lawler. Remember,
Yeah.
he won like in a weird way.
Yep.
Remember that?
Bulldog choke.
Yep, and then they gave him Masvidal. Masvidal did the flying knee, and then he fought Nate Diaz.
And then, so
kind of destroyed Nate Diaz.
Yeah,
And
that was a pretty one-sided.
That was a very one-sided fight.
So you have those two huge fights, and now your star power, just your name value has definitely gone up to be capped. And I don't know when he signed that 8-year deal. Eight-fight deal. If it was before the Askren fight or after. So I get what Dana's saying, like, he just signed a deal, he was happy. Yeah, but he was happy before. Now he's not happy because of the difference in after those two fights, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's fair enough for him to be able to renegotiate. And I know Dana understands that, yeah, you might have signed a deal, but things are different now. Things change in a year. You could be on top of the world in 1 year, which I was when I was 4-0 in the UFC, 3 finishes in a row. And then the next year I lose to Brian Caraway and I lose to Rafael Sunsao right after that. So I understand your name could go all the way up and then the next year it could be all the way down. So right now for Masvidal to want to capitalize while the iron is hot, rightfully so, why not?
I agree.
And I think Dana as a businessman should understand where he's coming from. Like, yeah, he was happy, but now he wants to get paid. And who doesn't want to get paid more? It's just, we're in a weird sport. We're in a weird sport when it comes to money.
Well, I think the thing that makes it tough for you guys to negotiate is you're all, contracted, kind of outsourced employees. You're not technically employees, and you guys don't have one voice.
Well, we're not?
You have 600 voices, you know what I'm
We're
saying?
not employees?
Yeah, right? So you have 600 voices.
I feel like an employee.
Yeah. Technically, you're not.
Technically, I'm not, I know, but yeah, it's
I don't know what you guys do for the change, though. I don't know what to tell you, man.
And Dana says he doesn't care if we unionize or make an association, but I don't know how much of that is kind of like smoke and mirrors, but it is what it is, man. You can't have change unless everyone's on the same page, and I think to get almost 600 fighters on the roster to all want to stand together when someone's coming in, their first UFC fight, they're making serious money, not even serious money, but real money for the first time.
Decent money, yeah.
Yeah, coming off of the regional circuit, where you weren't making shit. I mean, my regional fights, my last one I made 3-3, which was, I was the most overpaid guy fighting for Cage Fury.
Yeah.
And I sold no tickets. But for them, I was a pretty dominant champion, exciting fighter. So I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to say, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do to hold up my end of the bargain. Am I supposed to go out and sell tickets to my friends, like drive around, pick up money? Fighting is hard enough. So it's I don't know, man, it's a very complicated thing. That new guy who comes in, he's willing to take that 8-8
That's
fight.
what I'm saying. See, that's the problem. Because I don't need all 600 to get on the same page. I need the movers and the shakers, the big top fighters.
Yeah.
They would have to make a stand.
Yeah.
You don't need all 600. Out of 600, you need 50. The rest are just sheeps are going to follow the big boys. That's what you need. But
You think so?
Yeah, but those top guys are, not Masvidal, not John, and not some other guys, but those top guys, like, you ever heard Conor complain about money? You ever heard Ronda complain about money? You know?
They're a lot more compensated than the majority, if not all of the roster. So I get it.
I don't know what you guys do.
Yeah.
But what you don't do is where the level you're at, talk about money and renegotiation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the problem. It's like if you go on this, kind of this whole rant on how you deserve more money, you should get this, and this, before you get to the title fight, you have no leverage, you have no power.
Yeah.
So the UFC like, oh, this ain't the guy. So then you're going to get disciplined.
Yeah.
Now, if you defend the belt 6 times, you become a 2-division weight champion, you know what I'm saying? Then they're going to listen.
It's tough. Even like Sayudo was asking for more money, and 2-weight champion still couldn't get the fight, the money that he wanted.
But to play devil's advocate, if I'm Dana White, I can't make my nut off
Sayudo.
Cejudo. Like the smaller weight classes don't bring in the same viewership that the other weight classes do. It's getting better. So, bantamweight division is stacked.
I would argue that we are the hottest division right now. The hottest division, most competitive right now.
For the hardcores.
I even think for the casuals. And I think even Dana has said it.
Well,
it's like, is it fair to say that bantamweight is the hottest division right now that you guys have that's moving because of the Sayudo fight? Now you got the Petr Yan, you got all the bantamweights that just fought. Cody Garbrandt's back on track.
I'm saying as far as making money, though. you know, if you were to put a pay-per-view together, who would sell pay-per-views? Like, who's a pay-per-view star in the UFC? Stylebender, Khabib, Conor.
I think Conor helped build Khabib to the level of the magnitude that he is now. I think without Conor,
oh, for sure,
Khabib gets big, but not as big and polarizing because of Conor. And I think that's nice. I think you need those guys, even like the O'Malley's. Those guys can build, you know?
You want O'Malley to win his next 10 fights.
I do.
And you be champion for, you know, 3-time defending champion, and then fight Sean O'Malley, and he's undefeated, and he's the face of the UFC. That's good business for you. Think about Jose Aldo. Think how long Jose Aldo was the best fighter in the world. No one gave a flying fuck. And then when he fought Conor McGregor, he got a teammate. He got someone we actually tuned into the fight for. And he made real money. Even though he lost, he still made real money.
Now, I'm going to put Aldo in the same category as Mighty Mouse. Very dominant. The mic gets in front of their face, I'll fight whoever the UFC puts in front of me. That's it. That's all you can get out of them. No sound bites, nothing. How do you sell that? You can't sell that. People always say, let your fighting do the talking. Some people like the hardcore. Some people say, you know, they rather the fighters just fight and not have to do all this show and everything. But like the WWE, man, it's entertainment. People want to be entertained.
Yeah.
So I get the entertainment aspect, and I get the part that you have to also be able to back that shit up, or you gotta eat your words.
Yeah.
You know, so how do you do that while still being true to yourself and still making it exciting and making people actually give a fuck to want to watch you perform? And I think that's the tough part, you know, so it's
well, that's something you don't have to worry about.
Yeah, I just be me, man.
You speak well, you're true to yourself.
I like to make fun of people a little here and there, but
and that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you out of here on this one. For the Petr Yan, Jose Aldo, the winner of that, are you doing anything different for your camp or business as usual? Is this fair to say? I feel like you feel like in your heart you fought tougher opponents than both of them.
Not Aldo, because he's been around for so long. He's fought the best of the best guys in his era.
I mean, he's 100 years old, yeah.
Yeah, so it's different. And he's only 33, which is fascinating. You would think that he's so much older because he looks older.
Fighting's like dog years,
and
though.
It is, and it ages you. And the wars that those guys used to have at Novo and Yao, I would imagine. Petr Yan used to train with them. He trained with them a couple times.
I didn't know that.
They had a picture with them training.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it makes things a lot more interesting in that regards. But perfect world, man, it's hard because I don't know who I'm preparing for. It's like, who am I thinking I'm fighting? I have no idea. I have to kind of just wait and see.
Just work on yourself.
Just work on myself, get better, work on my striking, get my wrist mobility, because my wrist mobility is still not all the way. Like, this is my wrist right now.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's not, you know, so I got the strength. So when I was able to grapple, as long as I could lock my hands, I feel good again. Yeah. Compared to the last 4 years, you grab my hand, you do a 2-on-1, you're breaking my grip. Now, I'm back to the vice grips that I used to have when I was wrestling and in the beginning of my MMA and UFC career, where I get my hands on you, dude. I legit felt like when I first got to the UFC, I was the 135-pound Khabib. If I got my hands on you,
they're going down. You
watch all my other fights. When I take people down, I do unorthodox takedowns. I get you down any way possible, and once I get on your back, I'm a little bit different than Khabib. He's more take you down, ground and pound, control.
You look for a submission.
I'm looking for a submission. Yeah. I'm looking to get on your back and strangle a motherfucker. And I think now, me developing my ground and pound with the Johnny Eduardo fight, the Hugo Viana fight, and even the Cody Stamann, even the Caraway fight, the one I lost, like I got into dominant positions where I'm hammering guys down there. You're not, just know if you get in that position, it's gonna be a long night. You know, so, and it's not to toot my own horn. I just think I worked really hard, man, and to get to where I'm at.
I mean, you're the #1 bantamweight in the world.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's
crazy. Cool, huh? Isn't that cool to hear?
Fucking crazy. It's crazy as shit.
Well, you got a huge fight coming up, man. I think you know who I'm rooting for.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm pretty biased. I'm rooting for you, man. I'll never bet against you again.
I said it. Someone said something I posted, said, never bet against Funk. Let Petr Yan know I'm coming for his ass. And yeah, I had to turn that little bit into like something funny, because that was very weird thing to say. Post-fight adrenaline, then I'm just like, oh shit, that was awkward. Pause, New York pause.
That was great, I love that, yeah. Well, man, we wish you the best of luck, and I appreciate you coming on the show for a second time. You're the first repeat customer here, man. See what happens when you come on the show? #1 in the world, fighting for a title.